Alright, I got a track that's coming up that's protecting this conduit here. And you can see it's hitting the bolt on the wheel. So I'm going to weld this little tab onto the side of it and anchor it down. And that will give it some more stability as opposed to welding it directly over to that other track, which is how it was done before. Alright, got the tab welded on there and brushed. So now I'll drill a 1/2 inch hole, 3 inches, 3.5 inches deep for an anchor, and then pound that in there, and then we'll see if we're going to weld to the other side or not. Alright, got my anchor ready. Spin this a little bit higher to the top. It's going to be kind of tricky because I gotta put pressure on it. And oh wow, is it going to fit through that? It is now. Alright. We'll wait till this truck dries over. I was going to see if we could put some pressure on it, but at the wrong spot. I'll stand on this and then I'll knock it down. Then I'll try to knock it down a little bit further. Alright, there we go. So we got it down to the ground, as close over there as we could. So we'll still probably put a little weld on the actual gate track, as opposed to, and then we'll put a weld between the gate track and this conduit cover, I'm going to call it, but it's just a piece of heavy duty angle that goes all the way across to cover the conduit. It doesn't even go all the way across the drive, which seems weird to me. So I drilled the hole and then I blew it out and then swept out all the debris. Stick this in the hole, little turkey baster, and blow out all the debris. And then we'll let that sit for a second. Then we'll just tighten it up one more time. So, alright, got the anchor in there. Now we won't have to worry about the track bouncing. I'll hook this lube detector back up. And then that should give, well, it shouldn't give it a command, but it should, see if we can actually make it give a command. Okay. Let's see if it hits that. The first wheel didn't hit it, so let's see if the second wheel does. Alright, so the second wheel clears it, but I'm not going to weld it from that track to the other, because that's actually what's causing it to break, is that friction on there. So I think that'll keep it down. I'm just going to put a little tack weld on that nut so it doesn't come up after I tighten it down. The gate should open up. It did. So we'll put the power back to the welder here real quick. You can see they didn't even weld the back of that, and then they barely welded that, so that's going to break off sometime soon. I put money on it. So we shall oops, I just wanted to tighten this down one more time. Good to go. Got a good ground. Turn my welding hood on. Alright, then just put a little tack weld on there, and that'll keep the nut from moving around. Doesn't prevent the anchor from moving around. So eventually that may have to get cut, but that'll prevent the nut from coming back up. So I'm gonna say this job is complete. I'll brush that little piece and then put a little black spray paint on there, and then we can pack up and go home. And we do access control, automatic gates, audio, video surveillance, and low voltage project management. Dallas, Texas.